Hey, hey, hey! I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that I can officially say hello. Hello, hello. How are you? Oh my goodness. So awesome to be here with you tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Worthy Within, a journey to self-love. I'm just so blessed to be here with you tonight. So as you are hopping on, be sure to drop in the comments where you are watching from. Super excited to be here. And I'd love to know, first of all, who is ready to learn how to improve yourself and also to go on a journey of self-love. If if so, go ahead and drop a one in the comments. Let me know if you are ready, if you are ready to improve your self-worth, go on a journey to self-love. Drop that one. I want to see those ones hopping through. I'm hoping I can see comments tonight. So say hello. Let me know where you're watching from and drop a one if you are ready. Oh, yay, I'm seeing some comments. Hello, hello. Glad to see you all on. Oh my goodness. Hi, Nikki, Sean, Shirley, Diana, Mariella, Terry. Hello, hello. Awesome, awesome. So also let me just ask you maybe you're like me. Have you ever felt like you were not good enough? Not good enough to do something. Maybe you didn't feel like you were good enough to be in a certain area, in a certain place. If you've ever felt that way, like I have before, drop a comment, drop a two. Because and we're all here to support each other. So no worries about being honest in the comments. But if you've ever felt just not good enough to do something, even if you wanted to do it, but maybe you just didn't feel like you were quite worthy of it, drop a two. I'm waiting to see if I see some comments here. Yeah, now they're hopping through. Yeah. But are you ready to feel more confident in all aspects of your life and to feel worthy of making more money, worthy of having amazing relationships, having excellent health, and just so much more? If so, raise your hand and drop "I'm ready" in the comments. I want to see all who is ready. Woo! Let's do this. Yes, I'm seeing some yeses. Awesome, awesome. Yes. Well, if you do not know me, I am Carrie Marie Vaughn, and I am so excited to be here with you tonight. Yes, I'm seeing a bunch of "I'm readies." Yes, woo, 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 woo. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I am a transformational wellness coach, and I specialize in guiding people from not feeling good enough, like we were talking about, and feeling unbalanced and a little bit all over the place in their personal life, their professional life, and I help them to achieve basically harmony and a blend of success, well being, fulfillment in all different areas of life so that it doesn't need to be separated. You don't need to feel good enough over here, but not good enough over here. So I am just so passionate about helping people feel good about themselves and just feel worthy and feel like they are here for a purpose and helping them find their purpose and start living the life that they truly desire and that they are worthy of. So I'm just so excited because tonight we're going to be diving into some really, really powerful techniques that have been helpful for me. They've been helpful for some of my students and others, and these are going to help you to enhance your self-worth, enhance your self-esteem, and you're going to just learn to love yourself a little bit more, to value yourself a little bit more on just a deeper level. So we're going to explore ways to affirm your value. And as you may or may not know, I love affirmations. So we're going to get into those a little bit later. If you don't know, I wrote a book about affirmations because they're just so powerful. They were so helpful for me and my journey, and they have helped so many others. So I can't wait to help you to recognize your strengths and to just accept yourself, who you are unconditionally. So we're going to be diving into all of that. So are you ready to embrace your true worth? I want to know, are you ready? So you can drop "I'm ready" again if you want. Go ahead. I'm ready. I'm ready. Woo, woo, woo. Awesome, awesome. And as those comments are popping in, letting me know that you are ready, I just want to know, or I wanted you to know a little bit more about me personally, because there was definitely there there was a time when I felt very unworthy and inadequate. I felt like I was always like second guessing myself and my choices. And have you ever like done something, you've made a decision, well, you thought you made a decision, but it wasn't actually a decision, because then all of a sudden you're like, no. And you end up second guessing yourself. I did that so many times. And I was also really hard on myself, that really negative self-talk, calling myself stupid, all of that kind of stuff. And I realized, in hindsight, that I missed out on a lot of really amazing opportunities just because I didn't think that I was worthy enough. I didn't think I was good enough to participate in certain things, or to do different things, or to be in an area with people that I thought were better than me. And in hindsight, I'm like, why did I think that? But because I was struggling with my self-worth. I didn't truly love myself the way, definitely I did not love myself the way that God loves me, because God's love is endless and unconditional, and I needed to learn that. And so it took some time, and I was able to go through all different techniques that were really helpful for me, as well as help from mentors. And with all of that, I learned to really appreciate myself and love myself, flaws and all, because yeah, I have flaws. I'm a weirdo. And you know what? I am proud of it now. So proud of it. I'm like, I don't care that I'm a weirdo. I am going to live into this and have fun with it. And if you were to tell me that I was going to be showing up online in front of people like this a while back, I would have been like, you are crazy. I mean, I didn't even want to talk to people that I didn't know. When I was a little girl, I would have my younger sister go and pay for things at a convenience store, because I was too afraid. I was just shy, meek little me, and didn't really want to put myself out there. So it has taken some work, but I want to tell you that some of the things that we're going to be doing tonight are going to empower you to feel better quicker about yourself. And even if you feel really, really confident about yourself, awesome, because this is just going to take you to the next level. So tonight, my goal for you is to leave here feeling empowered to affirm your own worth. Okay. And to also to start a journey of better self-love, that so much self-love that it absolutely transforms your life. That would be amazing. So that's my goal for you. So I encourage you to engage, ask questions. There will be a time later for you to ask questions, and also to share what you hope to get out of this. So, what are some of your intentions? I shared with you some of mine, but also feel free to express your thoughts in the comments. And I just also wanted to make sure to do some little housekeeping before we got started, so that you can make the best of this. Because if and you know what? I think I might even have a slide for this. Give me just a moment and I can share my screen about some of these things here. Let's see here. All right. I think you all can see my screen. Okay. Here we go. Here are some of the things that I want you to get out of tonight. I've already mentioned them, so you can feel free to snap a picture of this if you want to refer back to it. Happy Tuesday, Tiffany. Happy Tuesday. And so feel free to snap a picture of this. We've already talked about this. Are you ready? Woo woo. Yes, I see all of your I am ready. I am excited. You are amazing. Okay, so here is the housekeeping. So to be fully present, that means to minimize distractions, turn off other things so that you can fully engage in everything and be a part of this, and to also respectfully engage with others, because we're going to be diving into some things that might be a little sensitive. And so we just want to make sure that we're super respectful of everyone here. Just make sure that that you're being nice to each other in the comments, and that you're also encouraging to each other. That will help with this journey as well. And also, please do, if you don't have a notebook and pen or paper handy, you want to make sure that you grab that because we're going to be using it a lot tonight. I'm going to be having you do things. This is going to be super interactive. I don't want to just talk all night. I want you to do things. I want you to take action right away because that's when you're going to start seeing the transformation. So make sure that you have your notebook or paper and pencil or pen, whatever you prefer. I love mechanical pencils. That's my go-to because I tend to make mistakes. So I like to erase, but you grab what you love. Also, if you are on Facebook, there was probably a little link in the description. There should have been anyway, that will allow Facebook to see your name and show your name, which I'm seeing a bunch of people's names, which is awesome. So you must have all been awesome and clicked that link already because I haven't seen anybody come through as Facebook user, which is what it shows. So also I wanted to make sure that you know to stay tuned to the end because I am giving away a gift at the end. So for those of you who are registered, you probably already knew about this a little bit because you got some emails about it. So just wanted to make sure that you knew. And so also, before we dive into these activities, I just wanted to share with you a little bit of some shocking information that I recently found out. And I was like, oh, this pairs along so nicely with what I'm going to be talking about tonight, because it really just helps reiterate the fact that we really need to pay attention to improving our self-worth and self-love at all times. I mean, there's never really a stopping point. You know, we can always be working on improving this. We're a work in progress, right? So there was a study in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research, and I'm going to have to double check my notes on this to make sure I'm saying this correctly. Yes, psychosomatic research, and so they found that high levels of self-esteem can significantly lower the risk of chronic diseases. How cool is that? And it also reduces stresses and it just promotes better health in general. So that's cool by just boosting our self-esteem, by boosting our self-worth, that we are at lower risk of diseases. Awesome. That sounds cool, right? Also, and the World Health Organization said that depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. I actually didn't even realize it was considered a disability. So that was really eye-opening for me. I didn't realize that. And I should learn. That's why I'm always reading different things because I always like to learn this information. But it also means that we need to work really hard on improving our self-worth and self-love so that we don't let things like depression take over our life and get to a point where it's considered a disability. And I apologize if my internet has been spotty. Um, I'll just keep on rolling and hopefully you can hear me, but it's been a little bit crazy lately. So also low self-esteem are linked with higher risk of depression and anxiety. So again, we need to work on boosting that self-esteem. And the last thing that I found out was that people with high self-worth are more likely to develop healthy, supportive relationships. And so that makes sense because if you think about it, when we have a good sense of self worth and self love, we hold ourselves differently. We carry ourselves differently. We talk with people differently than if we were just, we didn't think very highly of ourselves. We're going to let people walk all over us. So it really makes sense that our relationships are going to be stronger if we have better self-worth, self-esteem. So I just wanted to share those with you because I recently read those in an article and I was like, wow, those are so eye-opening and they really tied along well with what we're talking about tonight. So are you excited for, did you say you can hear me? Oh yes, you can hear me. Great. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. I keep getting little flashing things on my end. So I'm thinking that maybe the internet is being weird. So I might have skipped my slide here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Look at that. All right. So this is the next activity. I'm actually going to go back for a second because I want to explain a little bit about this activity that we're going to do tonight. So for this activity, what I would like you to do, and the first time I did this, it brought me to tears. So don't worry. You might cry a little bit, but it's actually good because it's getting you to a point that where you are vulnerable and you need to be super honest with yourself. You're doing this for you because even though it might be difficult, even though it might make you cry, and even if you can't really think of what you're going to write, it's going to make a huge difference. So I really want you to stick with this. So, what this activity is that every single morning, I want you to write at least 3 I am worthy statements. And so they go like this: I am worthy of blank, fill in the blank, because blank. Okay. So it sounds super simple, but wait until you get going with it because this is the part where I realized, wow, I didn't feel worthy of these things. And it brought tears. But this is what you need to remind yourself of. And so I am gonna, there we go. We'll get to that slide so you can see how that should look. So that first blank, I am worthy of, can be whatever you may have thought you were not worthy of in the past. So maybe you didn't think that you were worthy of making more money. Maybe you didn't think that you were worthy of having a loving, caring, respectful relationship. Maybe you didn't feel worthy of being in excellent health. Maybe you didn't even feel worthy of being happy. Maybe you didn't feel worthy of being at peace and calm. So think about these things. You know these things. So right now I want you to at least do one of these. And then the second part of this, that is something that I don't want you to put in, oh, because I've been really hard at working, so I should make more money. I don't want you to think like that. Think more of things that are inherent to you. Just because maybe I am worthy of something because I am a child of God. Maybe you're worthy of something because you are you, right? So because I am me. Maybe you are worthy of something because I just am. I just am. So think of things like that because you are human. So I know that this is going to be tricky. You might already be in tears, and that's okay. Let it out, let it flow. I'd like you to at least write 1 or 2 of these statements down now, because this is something that each morning you should start your morning off with. And it's okay if some days it's repetitive. Maybe you can't think of something new today and you want to repeat what you said yesterday. Maybe you need that extra reminder that you are worthy of that thing. So I want you to write them down. And if you're feeling brave and open, I would love for you to share one of these in the comments if you're open to it. And if you don't feel open to it, that's okay. You don't need to share, but I want you to at least write a couple of them down now. While we're here together, come up with 1 or 2 of these statements. And then if you're feeling open to it, pop it in the comments. Also, because this is something that you're not used to doing in the morning, you'll probably want to set an alarm on your phone, or maybe even like write a sticky note or something. Like I have sticky notes all over the place. I literally stick them everywhere. I have little reminders for me. I have supernatural time. That's one of them I have a reminder of. Bring God into my business. I have sticky notes everywhere to remind me to do things, but to remind me to think about different things as well. And so I want you to put some reminders up so that you don't forget to do this, even if all the reminder says is I am worthy. Because yes, put sticky notes on the bathroom mirror. That's an excellent idea, Daniela, because you're going to see that bathroom mirror. Every morning when you wake up and you go into that bathroom, you're going to see it. Every time throughout the day, you're going to go in and see it when you go to the bathroom. And so I want you to make sure that you have that reminder. I am worthy. And then write these things down. It'll become a habit after a little bit. And you'll find that after a while, you're feeling so good. You're feeling so worthy that you may not need to do this anymore, or at least as often, but I want you to try to do it every day for at least, probably at least a month. I want you to see the difference. Oh, thank you so much for those of you who are sharing in the comments. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can share a couple of these, because I think it is amazing that you all are sharing these. I am worthy of being respected because I am a child of God. Love that. Ooh, I'm skipping around too fast. You guys are so good at putting these in here. I am worthy of love because I deserve it. I am worthy of being happy because I am sick of being angry. Good. I am worthy of being heard and respected. Don't forget about the because, Betty, because you want to make sure that you have a because in there, because you are amazing. I am worthy of feeling loved because I feel alone in a marriage. You want to make sure that that's a positive at the end. Something that is because you are who you are. That's why you are worthy of feeling loved, because you are who you are, because you deserve to be loved. I'm loving these. Loving these. So I'd love for you to tell me in the comments what you are thinking about this activity. How was it for you? Was it difficult? Was it easy? These are coming in so fast, I can hardly share them. I am worthy of having more fun in my life as I deserve it. Yes. I'm worthy of money because I deserve what my heart's been desiring. Yes. Love these. These are so good. You guys are awesome. I could just share all of them, but we'd be here all night because you guys are so amazing. So I love this. So let me know if that was easy, if this was difficult. Also, how did it make you feel? Think about how this made you feel as you started writing this down, when you were forced to write down what you're worthy of. How did it make you feel? So I'd love to know what one takeaway is so far. So feel free to drop a takeaway. The first one I see, I'm going to pop up on here, but I would love for you to drop a takeaway so that I can see that. And also, before I forget, don't forget to stay tuned to the end to receive your free gift. I'm giving away a free gift, and you can only get it through being on here. So I don't want you to miss it. So don't miss out on that. Yeah, awesome. Daniela, that is awesome. It does feel awkward at first because there is a disbelief that comes along with it. That's why this is so powerful, because at first you're not going to believe it. But I want you to keep writing these down every single day. And you can even take it a step further and say them out loud. You can even say them quietly. I am worthy of greatness because I am a child of God. I am worthy of greatness because I am a child of God. Yell it. See what it does when you start yelling it and being sure of it. You'll see a huge difference. Yes. Sonia, I am worthy. I am worthy statements encourage me to give myself grace and be okay with it. Yes. Yes. Awesome. I'm loving these. Thank you so much for sharing. So again, don't miss out on your free gift by staying at the end. And so here we go. For this next activity, you're also going to need your notebook. So I know that we were already writing down your I am worthy statements in your notebook, and then this will be a regular thing for you. So now this is going to be, so you want to make sure you have your notebook, want to make sure you have something to write with. And I also want to respect your time tonight. So I'm going to keep this one short, but I want you to expand on this on your own. So this one, I'm going to have you, we're going to just do 3 things here for this one. And right off the bat, I just want you to write down 3 things that you're struggling with in your life right now. You don't need to share this. Don't worry about needing to share it unless you want to. But I want you to write down 3 things you're struggling with right now. But don't just write it down as one word. I want you to write it down as a complete sentence, like, I am not good enough. Okay. So I want you to write the whole sentence of 3 things that you're struggling with. So let me know once you have written them. I'll give you a little bit of time to write them down because I know you might need to think about them. Although for so many people, these struggles are going to be right there on the top of the mind. So I'll give you a little bit, but once you are done writing down the 3 struggles in a full sentence, I want you to write done because I don't want to move on unless at least a few of you are done. Because I want to then give you the next steps of what comes next after you write down, like, I am bad with money. I am whatever. So 3 things that you're struggling with in a complete sentence. And I like to do it like the I am at the beginning, but that's not really necessary. But okay, done. We've got 1 done. All right. So go ahead and let me know once you're done with these 3 and writing them down in a complete sentence. And then once we're done with this, we're going to move on to the next step. So I'll wait for a few more of you to be done. And again, this can be anything that you're struggling with in any area of your life. This could be something that you are struggling with your finances, with relationships with people, with time management, organization. I mean, it could be anything that you're going through in your life right now. The 3 main things that you're struggling with in a complete sentence. Okay, good. I'm seeing a bunch more people are done. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So okay, so now that that you are finishing up with that, and if you're not done, it's okay. You can always pop back in, just leave some space for that, because then the next thing I want you to do is write down the opposite. Okay, so let's just say you wrote down, I am not good enough. Now I want you to write, I am good enough. If you wrote down, I struggle with money, now you want to say, I am excellent with money. Okay. So for each of these things that you just struggled with, write down a sentence that is the exact opposite, but don't put a period at the end. We're going to add to these sentences. Okay. So write down the opposite of the sentences. Then once you do that, then we're going to tie it to a body part. It may sound super weird, but this is actually going to really, there's something to do with it psychologically that when we're able to tie something to a body part, it actually helps us to really believe this sentence, okay, and to learn to believe it. So for instance, if you had said, I'm not good enough was the thing you're struggling with, now it should say, I am good enough and my hair is gorgeous. So you need to give yourself some sort of a compliment on some sort of body part. Okay, so that's going to be at the end after you've written the opposite of that thing you were struggling with. So now it's the positive. And now you also have to say some sort of compliment on a part of your body. It could be your eyes, your hair, your hips, your eyebrows, doesn't matter. You could say, I am excellent with money and my butt is cute. So anything that you can think of that you end each of these sentences with. Okay? Might sound silly, but believe me, it works. So after you've written all of these down, feel free and drop done in the comments once you've done your opposite and your body compliment. And the next thing you're going to do with these is that you are going to write these positive ones down. So the positive things, which is the opposite of your struggle, plus the body part compliment, you're going to write them down on a separate piece of paper because these are now going to be your new affirmations. And you can expand on this on your own. I do want you to do this on your own with like 3 or 4 more things. So then that way you have 3 or 4 more affirmations. Okay. And so Then you can even make multiple copies of these positive affirmations, and you can put them in different places around your house, your office, your vehicle, wherever, because I want you to be reading these out loud at least once a day, but multiple times a day is going to be helpful. So if that was your sentence that we just said, it would be, I am good enough and my hair is gorgeous. And you would say that every day. Now you can also say it just as I said with the last one, with the I am worthy statements. When you say them out loud, try saying them in different tones. So try saying it in a quiet tone. Try saying it in a loud tone. Try yelling, try being silly or a sing-songy voice, however you can do it. But the more you can say this in different tones, the more that it's going to start weaving its way in to your body and your subconscious. How cool is that? Now, we're going to expand on this exercise a little bit more as well. And that, so for instance, if you are saying these things and you're like, I really don't believe them. I don't feel them. I feel like I'm lying when I say them. You can actually take this to another level, even another step further. And now that you have the sentence, you could ask a question about it. So, for instance, you could say, how am I how am I excellent at money and my hair is gorgeous? Or why am I? And so you're basically filling in the affirmation, but you're asking, how am I? Or why am I? And the reason why, you might not get the answer right away, and that's okay, but it might pop into your head. You never know. When you ask questions, you just never know what might pop into your brain. But you're going to start to notice, and it's going to start to show up in your life, different answers to these questions that you're asking. You're going to get proof of them. You're going to get proof why you are these things that you're affirming, because you've asked the question. Because your brain is going to automatically be trying to find the answers to those questions. And so by going about your day, you're going to be proving to yourself why you are each of these things. Isn't that cool? I feel like it's just so powerful. Affirmations have been just so huge for me. I literally have affirmations. I mean, I have my book. All right, I'm just going to do a little plug on my own book. But I've got my book, Mom Mantras, the daily affirmation guide for mothers of all kinds. If you don't have it, grab it. But anyway, I have more taped up in front of me on sticky notes. I've got them on my phone that pop up as reminders on my computer. They're everywhere because they are so powerful. So I highly encourage you to do this activity and to do it regularly. Now that you have these affirmations, and of course, as I said, I want you to build on these a little bit more. So think of a few more things that you're struggling with, then come up with the opposite, and then tack on a body compliment and add it to your list of affirmations that you're going to be saying every single day. And, the cool thing about this is that you can redo this exercise every so many months or so, because, your life changes. You might all of a sudden feel really, well, you will feel really, really good about these things. These things that you're struggling with right now, they're not going to be struggles in the near future, because you are going to be affirming the opposite. And so in that point, then there might be other struggles that come up. Maybe you're in different situations. Maybe there's other challenges that are popping up into your life. So do this activity again. Keep doing this forever, really, as long as you need to, because we're always going to be faced with challenges in life. We're always going to struggle with things in life. Life isn't going to necessarily be a breeze, but it will be a lot more helpful, and we can get through things a lot quicker if we use techniques like this, because that way we're not continuing to struggle with the same things over and over and over and over and over again, like a broken record. So I hope this was helpful. I would love to know what you thought about this exercise, and if it's been helpful for you, drop a comment. And, feel free, if you want to share some of these, feel free to share. And, I talk a lot more about diving deeper in these particular, not just these affirmations, but affirmations in general. So many different ways that you can start using affirmations in your life. I dive in so much deeper in the Empowered Living Academy. You can learn more about it by hopping over to buildingupward.com/ELA, which is kind of funny because that's a subject in school. But anyway, it stands for Empowered Living Academy. So you can always dive in over there and to get a little bit of a deeper dive, not just on affirmations, many, many other things as well. But wanted to make sure to mention that since there's all kinds of amazing things around affirmations in there. So I would like you all to share at least one win from your day. Something that happened throughout the day. What's one thing that you are celebrating? Maybe you did something awesome today. I want to know about it. I want you to share. Be open, share a win. Just one win from your day. Maybe you did something you're proud of. Maybe you accomplished something. Maybe you won something or achieved something. That would be super cool. Maybe you had just like an excellent conversation with somebody that was mind blowing. Maybe you made progress on a project that you've been working on. Maybe you made a smart or a healthy choice. So let me know. All of these are things. I want you to start sharing some of your wins, and I'm gonna pop them up. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Woohoo! You completed all the things on your to-do list. That is awesome. That's a huge accomplishment. I feel like that happens very rarely for me. I have a short checklist that always gets done, but my longer one never gets done. So awesome, awesome, Jen. Mariella, you're celebrating taking the day off and sleeping without feeling guilty. Woo! That is huge. Good for you. Woo, woo, woo. That is amazing. Krista, stayed focused and even cooked when you got home tonight. That is great. Oh my goodness. How amazing. Now you're going to have to share what you cooked. I'm curious what you made. You got your garden planted. Oh, very cool. Donna, you'll have to let us know if you are planting vegetables, flowers, both. I'm always so curious because we're also planting here at my house. We're putting up a big wall out back and planting things. You had great conversation with your 19-year-old daughter. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Awesome, awesome. You had a great conversation with a new person about joining your team. Yes, woo, woo, celebrate. That's amazing. Great conversations are so great. When you just have that conversation and you just feel good afterwards, that's so awesome. You received a beautiful get well card from clients. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely amazing. Well, feel better, Betty. I'll be praying for you as well. That is awesome. Very, very cool. You ate healthy today. Love that. Making healthy eating choices. You actually finished the dishes. Nice, nice. That is something I did not do because I'm here with you. You guys are more important than the dishes. That is awesome. Salmon, yum, yum. I love salmon. I just had that a couple nights ago. You made a delicious meal for your family. Awesome. You gave yourself time to feel the sun on your face and breathe. Oh my goodness. I am loving these. Your wins are so amazing and so empowering. Doesn't this feel good? Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to both flowers and veggies? I love this. This is so great. Great tennis session this morning. Oh my goodness. So, so awesome. So I want to know how good that feels to just go ahead and talk about your wins. Isn't it great? Doesn't it make you feel just amazing when you celebrate yourself, when you notice the things that are awesome throughout your day? Because sometimes we just go throughout the day and we let life happen and we forget to really appreciate what we've been doing. Because, celebrating achievements, whether they're little, whether they're huge, because I mean, little things could be like, oh, I folded the laundry today. Okay, so what? But that's a big thing. Whether or not it's big or small, it reinforces behaviors that lead to those. So we're going to have more and more because the more we celebrate the things that we're doing, the more that we're going to be doing those things. And so it's like positive reinforcement over and over again, so that we're going to keep striving to do those things, and we're going to continue to keep having wins over and over again. And every time you acknowledge them, you're basically like telling yourself like, yeah, I could do it. I'm capable. I can do those things. And then it's going to boost your self-esteem, boost your self-worth, and you're going to think of yourself better. You're going to have a more positive self-image because you're celebrating yourself for what you chose to do or what you did or what you accomplished or what you achieved. So, and it can also increase your motivation, which is actually going to help you to take more action. So if you found yourself like lacking motivation, try celebrating yourself for the things that you did do. And all of a sudden that you're going to have more motivation to keep going. So it also helps you to develop a habit of gratitude, because by celebrating wins, you're being grateful, and practicing gratitude is huge. So many benefits of that. And, just it helps you also to shift your focus from lack and bad things that are going on to positive things and in all that you have. And so I just absolutely love, love, love celebrating things. And, for those of you who have already worked with me, you know that I always ask you for your wins, because it's so important to think about all of those little things that are wins, because it's just so extremely beneficial. So now that you've thought about at least one win for your day, I want you to think of two more tonight. Think of two more wins that you've had throughout the day. And this that I've been talking about right now, this is your next exercise that we're doing. So you were doing it without even realizing you were doing it. So I want you to write down 3 wins each night before bed. Because don't you just love that? When you were just sharing your wins, did you feel a shift in your energy? When you start thinking about those things like, ooh, I did this, or what, or, like I accomplished this, or I made progress on this. It makes you feel so good. It shifts your energy. It makes you feel so good, because you could, and yeah, Jen, I always start out my calls with asking for wins, because think about like when you go into something. So and Jen's one of my coaching students. When you go into a coaching call, you're probably thinking about like all of the things that you're struggling with, all of the things that you need help with. But I always encourage people to celebrate themselves, because celebrating yourself, even if it's small, is so huge. I mean, I just talked about all of the benefits, right? All of those benefits from celebrating yourself. That's a great habit to start. Yeah, absolutely. It's an excellent habit to start. And so, what I want you to do is write down those 3 wins each night. So, every single night before you go to bed, what it does is it allows you to go to bed in that state of gratitude, in that state of celebration and winning, with these things on your mind, which puts your subconscious literally to work while you sleep. Because think about that. Instead of thinking about all the stressors or your to-do list or what's left on your to-do list if you weren't like Jen and finished it, but if you're thinking of all of those things that you're stressing about, that's not good to have those thoughts in your head last thing in your mind. But if you are falling asleep with your wins from the day in your mind, wow, what a powerful sleep that you're going to have. And also, what's really also cool about this is during the day, like throughout the entire day, you're going to be focused on what you can do so that you have wins that night. You're going to purposely do things so that then you can celebrate them that night. And so you're going to be doing all of those things throughout the day. And pretty soon you're going to sit down and write your 3 wins. And you're like, oh, wow, I actually have a whole lot more than 3 wins because today was amazing. And so you're going to start to notice that you went from having like maybe stressful days, or you didn't even know what was going on or whatever, to all of a sudden like, whoa, I am celebrating myself. I am doing all of these things. I can't wait to celebrate myself tonight. I actually learned this technique from this book, The Gap and the Gain. It's by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. And I highly recommend the audiobook. The audiobook of this is amazing. First of all, the entire book as a whole is is really just about focusing on the gains in life, rather than the gap or the lack. I'm going to pop this in. I think I can leave a comment for you all to see. Let me know if you can see this. Maybe not. Can you see that? Maybe not. Okay, let me try it a different way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so feel free to grab this book, this audiobook, if you want. That's the link directly to the audiobook. And the reason why I suggest the audiobook is, for one, the authors are reading it, which makes it even more powerful. And the other cool thing is that in between every single chapter, they have another side conversation. And so it allows you to dive in even deeper on the things that are in the book. So anyway, that's just a side thing that I just wanted to make sure that you knew where I grabbed that technique from, because writing down your 3 wins for the day is so extremely powerful. And you can also take this exercise to another level. So as you can see with the other exercises, I always like to take things to another level. And so with this one is that I also like to say a thank you prayer afterwards. So after you have written down all 3 of your wins for the day, thank God for these things, because this allows you to have an even stronger sense of gratitude for each of these things, and also just connecting to them to God, because we know that God's taking control of our life, which is amazing. And we sometimes forget that, and we think that we're in control, but we're not actually. And so you can also read through past wins. So like on days that you're just kind of having a rough day, you're kind of struggling, pull out your notebook, pull that out and start reading about your wins. It will shift that energy faster than you can imagine, because all of a sudden you're then going to be in this state of celebration and gratitude, and also bringing back all of these happy memories and these good things of reasons why you're proud of yourself. And so there's so many different things. You can celebrate each of these 3 wins every single night, but then say that thank you prayer and then read them out loud whenever you're having a rough time. And really, it doesn't even have to be when you're having a rough time. You could be having a great time and still want to reread some of them, because it just kind of boosts you to that next level. And I found as helpful is to just actually have a notebook, and something to write with, literally right beside the bed. Because when it's right there, first of all, you can't miss it. So it's an excellent reminder, but it's also really handy because it's right there beside your bed. You can easily just, before you turn off the lights to go to sleep, just jot down your 3 wins. And you can do these as detailed or as brief as you want, because it's for you. This is only for you. Nobody else is going to be reading this unless you want to read this with people. And there are some people who like to do this as a family, especially if you have little ones. This is a great opportunity to teach them the same thing that you're learning. So, we lead by example. And so if we are constantly celebrating our wins and saying affirmations and all these things, and we're showing our kids this, or the other people around us, that maybe you don't have little kids, but maybe you have grandkids, or maybe you have nieces and nephews, or maybe you have a team of people. If they're seeing these things or you're teaching these things to them, all of a sudden it's going to be this ripple effect. And it's not just your life that's improving, but then everybody else's around you. And so absolutely amazing and powerful. So I really hope that you do practice these, remind yourself of these things, and then that way you can continue to improve your own life and those around you. So, wow. Oh my goodness. We have literally gone through so many things tonight. I realize it's been almost a whole hour that we've been together. And as I promised, I did tell you that I have a special gift for you. I also actually have another gift for you that I didn't even tell you about ahead of time. It's a little special for you. And but first, actually, I want to ask you, what were these things helpful? These few techniques that we went through tonight. I want to know if they're helpful, and if you are planning to implement them. If you're planning to implement them and do these things regularly, I want to know. So raise your hand in the comments, say, I'm doing these, I'm planning on doing these, I'm setting myself up with reminders. I know that there's always a little bit of a delay, so I'll see your comments in a little bit. But yeah, were these things helpful? And so, wouldn't it be helpful to have more of these, more techniques like this, just little things that we can do that are kind of simple? We can just pop them into the pockets of our day, or maybe some tools or resources. Yes, you're going to be doing these. Awesome, awesome. Love to hear this. You're going to be doing these. They're super helpful. Awesome. Starting today. Love it. Yes. Yes. Plan on taking action immediately. Yes. So wouldn't it be super helpful to have the not only these things, but also a ton of other techniques and resources and tools and in-depth implementation on so many different things. And well, you can actually have access to those things immediately in the Empowered Living Academy, because that is already set up and accessible right now. And just because you attended tonight's webinar, I'm offering a 25% off discount. It does end on Sunday night. So Sunday the 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern is when this code expires. So you want to make sure that you use it right away so that you don't miss out on that 25% off. Otherwise, it will be full price. So you can head on over to buildingupward.com/ELA. I mentioned that before. And I think I can also pop that up on my screen, maybe. Yeah, look at that. How cool is that? Fancy schmancy. Awesome. So also, and then the other gift I have for you is if you head on over to buildingupward.com/worthy within gift. I'm going to pop that up on my screen here. Hopefully you can see that. When our very first exercise that we did tonight, the I am worthy statements. This is actually an I am worthy worksheet that you have that you can use. You can print them off, or if you have an online PDF reader, there's all kinds of different ones out there. Ask Google or ChatGPT if you're not sure which ones to use, if you want to do it virtually online. Otherwise, you can print them, whatever's easier for you. Writing is going to be more powerful because there's something to do with the act of writing that works our brain a different way than typing. But if typing's your thing, feel free to use one of those programs. I mean, it's not going to hurt. It will just be more beneficial if you can write. You can, of course, always write them in a notebook too, but I wanted to make sure to give you this worksheet as a special gift for attending, because these gifts are exclusive for you. Just for you. These are only for you for attending this webinar. And so I want to make sure that you don't miss out on these. And I also want to, before we end for tonight, because I want to make sure to respect your time, but I also want to allow you to ask some questions. So feel free to ask some questions. You can drop them in the comments. I'm going to see if I can also share. I don't know if I can share two things at the same time. But oh yeah, I guess I can't show you two at the same time, but this is for your gift. So I'll pop that up there, and I'll see if I can also drop things in the comments as well. But I would love to know if you have any questions, because, oh my goodness, you are very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. I'm so happy that you all could be here. I know it's late for some of you who are on the East Coast like me. It's about 10 o'clock at night here. And so I want to make sure to answer any of your questions. If you have any, feel free to drop them in the comments. If there are no questions, then of course, I will let you all get some sleep tonight. You are all so sweet. Yes, you're planning on doing this. Excellent, excellent. So helpful. Oh, you are so sweet, Sonia. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. There are no questions. So think back through the techniques that we did. Any questions on that? I'm not sure if I'm able to go back to all of the comments that were left while we were doing the technique. So if you had any at the time and you already dropped them in the comments, be sure to drop them again, because for some reason I'm not able to go well, maybe I can go all the way back up. So I'll check real quick and see if there were any questions. But if I did not, if you did have questions, be sure to drop them. I'm also going to be making sure to check the comments over the next couple of days. I'm going to be doing some traveling. So while I'm in airports and things like that, I'll have time to check comments and I will get back to them. So any questions on anything? You are very, very, very welcome. It was nice meeting you too, Nikki. Awesome meeting you. Yes, there will be a replay. Thank you for asking. Great question. Both of you are thinking the same thing. Great minds think alike. Yes, there will be a replay and you will be getting an email tomorrow with the replay. So keep an eye out in your email tomorrow. There's also going to be the bonuses that you guys got a couple bonuses. Those might not be included in the email tomorrow. I'll have to double check, but you will definitely be getting the replay at least tomorrow. And so keep an eye out for that. And also keep an eye out for the next couple gifts that you'll be receiving. And also anybody who hops into the Empowered Living Academy, in a couple weeks, we are actually going to be doing our very first group session together. So you want to make sure that, first of all, you get in before this coupon code expires, because that will be expiring this Sunday. But also, you want to get in before we do our group session, because we're going to be doing some powerful techniques together, and it will be a Zoom call. So it's going to be super interactive. We're all going to be able to see each other, and we're going to be participating and doing some activities together that will just take you to the next level. And we're going to be expanding on this topic for a little bit, because this is kind of the base. Once you're really, really good about building up that self-worth, that self-esteem, that self-love, then we can kind of graduate to the next level, and you're going to be able to start to do more and more and more things. And it's almost like layers, like we're all just layers. I love that line in Shrek about layers. Parfait. Got layers. Everybody loves Parfait. It's my absolute one of my favorite movies, I should say. So anyway, we have to peel back those layers, and so we're going to be working on things a little bit at a time. So that's what I'm so excited about. That we're going to be meeting once a month. Not in person, but in front of each other on a Zoom call, so that we can go over these things and take deeper dives and get through all of these layers together. And so I am just so, so happy to have you all on. Yes, onions, onions have layers. Yes. Yes. Great question. The group Zoom meetings will be once a month. So once a month, there will be Zoom meetings that will be part of everybody who is in the academy. Everybody who is in the academy will have access to these Zoom calls where we will be doing this together. So yes. The onion. Doing the onion. The layers keep coming off. That's awesome. Yes. Awesome. Well, it has been such a pleasure, everyone. I am so happy that you were able to join, and I'm so excited to hear about you doing these things. I'd love for you to come back, letting me know how these things are going. Share some of your wins with me. Share some of your affirmations with me. What time will the Zoom calls be? That's a great question. They're actually going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I know this one was a late one. This is at 9 p.m. Eastern. They are going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. But they are subject to change. There will be an occasional change here and there due to previously planned things. But for the most part, it's going to be once a month, and it will be 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, there will be text messages and emails that go out reminding you of those. There's also an area once you're in the academy, you are going to have a little section that will have a list of all of the upcoming calls. And so you'll want to check that regularly and just make sure that you know when they all are. It will have the link to join the Zoom call. So all of that will be in there and in your account. So Awesome. What day? Off the top of my head, I don't remember, Sonia. That's a great question. I will check though, and it will be listed, and there will be a lot of notification. I want to say it's a day starting with a T. It's either Tuesday or Thursday, but I have to double check off the top of my head. Actually, I'm thinking that it's probably a Tuesday because Thursday is my date night, so I don't think I would have scheduled anything for Thursday. So hopefully that is helpful, and I hope to see you all in the Empowered Living Academy. It's going to be amazing. Oh my goodness. Love you. Love you. This has been wonderful. Have an absolutely amazing rest of your night. Go to sleep with those 3 wins in your mind and say your prayer. And I can't wait to hear how everything is. So have an absolutely amazing night, and I will see you around soon. Can't wait to see you in the academy.